our reason we got together today. We recently went...
Friendship.
Assembled. The reason why we assembled today.
Exactly. Well, that's a Marvel property. But we're going to do our standard review of the week. This week, we are going to talk about a movie I was very highly anticipating.
Me too.
Yeah.
And people would be surprised by that.
And that is Suicide Squad.
Oh, I thought we were doing
finishing each other's
Squad.
Okay.
Wow, anyways.
So we all went and saw Suicide Squad. We all saw it today. We didn't see it all together, but we saw it today.
Separately,
not as a squad. Okay, so let's talk about what the movie's about if people are living under a rock and only listen to our podcast.
It's about Will Smith?
No. It is about, it's a DC, it's in the DC universe. It takes place in that cinematic universe. Essentially, it is a group of bad guys, prisoners, assassins, killers, all these different people. And the U.S. government, headed up by this one character named Amanda Waller, is going to assemble this task force of all these terrible people because she thinks that they can do some good.
Right.
And there's a lot of talk about what happens in Batman versus Superman, and of course the first Superman movie about, well, what
they
if...
They even make a cut to it.
Right. There's actually they make direct references to the other movies. Now,
Which I was always curious, this is a direct sequel from Batman vs. Superman, in case you're wondering.
I have a question. We'll get into that.
Well, they do have flashbacks, but like,
it happens, in chronological order, sort of, and I have a question about that. But we'll get to some spoilers. We'll do a whole spoiler section, so don't worry. We're not going to spoil the movie at first. We'll give you forewarning. Essentially the idea is like, okay, Superman is this metahuman that has this incredible abilities. What happens when he's not on our side?
The next Superman comes and he decides to rip off the Capitol building, I think is what they said.
They
that's
grab the
what
president.
they said.
Yeah, rip off the roof of the White House, which is a reference to Superman too, by the way. But, which I thought was interesting. So she's assembling this task force and they're put together all these bad guys, kind of in in one of your favorite movies, Ocean's 11 type of style. All the bad guys they all get their day in the sun to do some good.
Contractors,
yes. Right. Okay, so now that they know what the movie's about, stars off, of course, Margot Robbie, Will Smith, has Jared Leto as the Joker. You guys know what this movie's about. We're going to give you first our review, what we like, what we didn't like, but we got to do the thumbs first. So here's your standard review. Remember,
my favorite part. Bad movie means thumbs down. Meh movie means thumb to the side. Good or great movie, thumbs up.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Gerald says thumbs down, bad movie. Me and Sarah both say meh.
Wow, that's
and for me, I actually think it's great.
We're doing meh. It's standard.
I know.
It's called the standard review, David,
I know.
not standard.
But good and great have a lot. There's a huge gap between good and great. I would say
but there's a gap between bad and good. That's what I'm saying. We need a meh. Like, that was meh.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. So, anyways, let's talk about without spoiling anything. Obviously, let's talk about what you guys liked about this movie. Let's start with the good parts. Let's start with Gerald, since he hated the movie apparently. What did you like?
That means a bad movie, David.
No,
that means I hated it.
It's kind of what.
All right.
What else would you call it?
Yeah.
Positives. All right. I got a few.
Okay, go ahead.
Jared Leto's take on the Joker was interesting, definitely different.
Yes.
Kind of ridiculous in some parts, but it fits. It's the overall, like, he's a gangster more.
Yeah, he's a mob boss type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the take on it wasn't terrible. I was expecting worse. It could have gone better. Like, the laugh is kind of weird.
And they've shown that in the trailers.
Exactly.
He seems like an eccentric mob boss. It's kind of because he's got all gold on. He's got the gold, like,
ridiculous bright purple car.
Yeah, and that's all been in the trailer. So we're not gonna.
Again, that's one. But I like the way they took it. Because they're not going to be like, well, we can't copy like Heath Ledger or The Dark Knight, or we kind of do our own spin, and it was fine.
Like each person, it seems like each person of the Joker has to make it their own. Like it's not
which is good that they're not copying
type of character. It's a character you have to make on your own.
It's hard though. We've done it so many times now. Like between even the animated
But if you have
series,
to do it, do something else. Do your own thing.
Yeah. But it always falls into the same problem as, like, remember, anytime you follow up something with, it doesn't matter what it is, it's like, do everything we like, but nothing that we like.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? So, honestly, I did enjoy it. Keep going. What else did you like?
All right. Let's see what else. Positive things. Okay. There is humor in this movie.
Yes.
Unlike Batman vs. Superman. Obviously, we're going to make a lot of comparisons here to any of the DC universe. This is the third movie in the universe. But there is comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Some of it is cringeworthy. Some of it is, and when I say cringe, I mean like trying too hard. Like,
Well, okay. So this is kind of well known that they did reshoots after Batman vs Superman came out.
Yeah.
And I assume the reshoots were these jokes that just kind of fall flat.
see, I don't think so. I think I think more of it had
like,
to do.
crap, we can't make this as dark as the other one. People don't like that.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think it was the jokes. I think there was maybe, I don't know.
Oh, well,
positive-
okay, so when we were in the theater though, there were like there was a lot of parts where you could tell that was a joke, but nobody was laughing.
Right.
Like maybe like one or two people laughed.
Yeah.
But it's just like I just feel like the
Like you
jokes
said, they're
just
trying
fell
too
so
hard.
short.
Yeah.
Like,
And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes if you go far enough, it's like The Office or Parks and Rec, like embrace the cringe, like is a good thing. Like, but you have to go that far.
Yeah.
Or you have to have a character that's like Michael Scott, who that's his whole thing, is like saying stuff that's like, oh God, why did they, like, it's funny because you're like, oh, please help him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some other things I felt positive. I like the lead-ins to the Justice League. I'm not going to make any specific spoilers thing, but you could see the seeds.
Yep, they're
I
laying
like the way they're
Little.
doing it. That's great. Yeah, I like that. Actually,
Definitely
Zack
plant some
Snyder
seeds.
directed that. No, we'll talk about it in the spoilers part. That's pretty much it. Will Smith is back as Will Smith.
Okay, so did you like Will Smith as Deadshot?
He's Will Smith.
He's playing, well, I mean,
He's got the one-liners.
is he playing Hitch?
It seems like his the true serious stuff in the movie. I was like, who will? It's been a while. Like, I don't know. It just felt
Really?
like his acting. Yeah, a little bit.
No, I think he's played some pretty serious roles.
But I don't know. They definitely centered the movie around him and Margot Robbie. more than
Right. Well,
anybody
clearly,
else, but
yeah.
they're
The
headliners,
two
yeah.
main characters of this are going to be Harley Quinn and Deadshot,
Right.
which is fine in my opinion. But okay, what did you like, Sarah?
Yeah, that's pretty much everything on my list.
What did you enjoy about it?
Well,
Why should people go see this movie?
Okay, well, I didn't grow up reading comics.
Yeah.
I just saw the
Interesting, yeah.
movies,
Yeah,
Our
our perspective is a lot different. Yeah.
So, I just saw the movies. I didn't even watch the cartoons.
Did you know who like Harley Quinn was? Like the character?
I vaguely
Okay.
knew who she was, but I mean, I kind of liked it because they did give like kind of like like a little bit like of the background of like each character, and I like that. And like they
Yeah, I
talked
did like
about
that
it,
montage part.
and that to me helps me because I don't know who these people are. Like
Right.
I've
And
never
it's not
heard.
even you. It's like even people who like casually listen or watch the show and stuff don't know some of these
Yeah, like
characters, so.
I only know the Joker and Harley Quinn, and that's really it. Those are the only two people that I knew for sure were in the movie, but I don't know the
Killer
other
Croc,
names of
you
the other
know
people.
Killer Croc?
Yeah, I don't know that, but
Crocodile guy.
I
all you
liked,
need to
but like I like that they gave a little bit of a background for those people who don't know, and I'm sure that if you're a hardcore fan, you're probably like rolling your eyes or like, well, everyone should know that, but
No, that's fine.
and I don't know, I just felt like it was a more enjoyable movie than Batman versus Superman. I liked it. I don't know, I just liked it better. I mean, there are definitely some things I felt forced, but it just, I don't know, to me it was just more enjoyable to watch.
Just fun, more fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a
Like
good-
to see
like
the
a good-
different characters and stuff like that. And,
It's cool seeing like
So-
just like they said when they announced this property. It's like, how are they going to do this? Like, this is not the traditional superhero movie, because they're all the bad guys.
Right. And so
Yeah.
actually what I liked about the movie the most is the fact that Marvel, I think people might argue with me about this, but I think DC, in all honesty, has better villains than Marvel does. And that's just my opinion, but I think some
I don't
people
know
might-
the difference. So I'm going to
No, but I think
DC's more grounded in reality. If that's
well,
what
they
you
have
mean.
more gray characters. The characters aren't completely motivated by world domination, right? They have like Deadshot's motivation has like, and people will argue with me, but like Sandman has similar motivations and
for his family.
right. And so it was always interesting for me to be like, oh, cool, let's see the bad guys, and I think a long time ago Jordan brought this up as like, like Loki is an interesting character in the Marvel universe. He's one of the few. For bad guys, villains. But there's a reason, right? He has this little brother complex and so
He's an orphan. all this
right.
kind of
And
stuff.
so that creates a good canvas of a bad guy. And this movie at the beginning is firing on all cylinders. Like, this movie is fantastic in the first half hour of like introducing these bad guys, giving them enough, fleshing out their backstory. And it doesn't obviously need to be an origin story. They're bad guys. We know, like, the trailer actually gives it, like, when she's like, we're the bad guys, remember? Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to do the entire background of them. Just show little snippets of it. And I actually enjoyed kind of the overlay of, like, neon styling of the artwork that they did, and they kind of like they would say name and it would say Harley Quinn and it would be like
like their stats kind of.
Yeah, their stats. Like that was
some ridiculous funny stuff in there.
Yeah, and that was great. And so I enjoyed that a lot. But the problem, and this is where I'll start talking about what we didn't like about it, is they don't do there's moments in this movie where the characters have some really great dialogue and get to work together. And that's what I thought the movie was gonna be. And then they just stop. They stop doing that about halfway through the movie. They go, okay, Will Smith is important. Margot Robbie's characters are important. And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
And it's hard to juggle this many characters, clearly. There's only a few people that can do it. And this just shows like, and I know people are going to hate me because they'll be like, if you don't like DC, you're in love with Marvel. Like, it's hard to do. Josh Whedon did a good job with Avengers because it's hard to do. You can even see it in the second Avengers.
And people say that a lot. We're like, we talk bad about Batman vs. Superman and all this kind of stuff. Listen, we're not against the DC universe. Like, DC in general. Like, the Nolan Batman movies were some of the best films ever.
Right.
Trust me,
you know what I mean?
wanted to love that other movie. I wanted to love it.
That's the thing, like, that pisses me off about this movie is the trailers were totally sold the movie, a totally different movie to us.
This is the thing, like,
and they had the fun parts in the movie that the trailer promised you, but I don't know. It just seemed like the whole movie was going to be like that, like Guardians of the Galaxy, fun, ragtag team, bunch of people with classic music. They pulled that from Guardians of the Galaxy.
And that's fine. I mean, here's the thing, like,
but I was actually hyped for this movie. Batman vs. Superman, I knew it was going to be bad because I saw the trailer.
Right.
So I went in that movie expecting, oh, this is going to suck.
Right.
But as soon as the reviews started rolling in for this, and they're actually now worse than Batman vs. Superman.
Which it's not worse.
It's not worse than Batman vs.
No,
Superman.
no, it's not. It's actually,
but,
and I'm being honest about this. I enjoyed, here's the thing about this movie, for me. The reason, it's not good and it's not bad. It's just, and I know this sounds like a bad word, but it's just like forgettable.
No, I definitely think it's bad,
but
it's boring.
That's a big
it's
problem.
Long.
And that's the thing, like, it starts off, like, when I started the first half hour of this movie, I was like, how did this get this bad of a review? Like, this movie is killing it. Like,
it's because it turned into a giant garbage fire. It's just,
and I think, like I said, is like, it's hard to do this, and it's hard to, the kind of the third act of this movie is all over the place. Like, it's just it wants to do so many things. And that's, I think the DC universe is always going to unfortunately suffer from because of the Big Brother. And I'm not saying that as like a derogatory term, but like the Marvel Big Brother of like, even the last scene is almost ripped from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, yep. I get it. You can definitely be inspired by that movie. It's a great thing to be inspired by. But let's be honest. Guardians of the Galaxy is not the first movie to do this. Dirty Dozen, Ocean's 11. They all have that same motif of like the bad guys get together this one time. In the case of Ocean's 11, it's like 8
12
times.
12 and 13.
Whatever. But they all put aside their own self-dealing and their own self-motivation to get this one last score done, right?
Yeah.
And it's the best part about those movies, because you have so many characters, is the banter, is the interaction, is the different fighting styles, and like one working in connection with the other. And
the pairings you see and the chemistry.
They don't do that.
No.
They don't do that in this movie.
Start, like you said, they start to develop a relationship, not like, that kind of relationship, but a good friendship between Deadshot and Harley Quinn, and then they just nothing.
Like
happens.
there's one line that we'll get to some spoilers, but
okay.
But there's a part when, and this isn't spoiling, Harley Quinn looks at Deadshot and she goes, "Yeah, my friend," and I was like, "This is it. This is what this is what I want.
Yep.
I want like little interactions with these two characters walking, and little interaction with these two characters walking, and maybe the two parties get split up, and this party has to deal with this, and then they all come together at the end. But it's just like, and they lay the foundation for that, and then it just
falls flat,
and it's almost more frustrating. But I still enjoyed the movie because of the characters. They did a good job, I think, with all the characters. At least got like a part in this movie. Like, there's not like a single character where I'm like,
Slingshot, David.
Why are they in here? Huh?
Slingshot.
What do you mean?
You remember Slingshot in the movie?
Slipknot is his name.
Slipknot.
Well, there's a reason for him in the movie.
True.
Okay, so anything else you guys want to say before we get into spoiler territory?
No, let's just go.
No, I'm ready.
You guys are ready? You guys ready?
My body's ready.
Your body's ready. Okay, guys, we're going to get into spoiler territory.